Please note, this meeting of the Mahwah Board of Education is open to members of the public to be physically present. Members of the public that attend will be asked to follow the same procedures as all other visitors to our schools. Those procedures can be found on the agenda page of our website. Additionally, the board meeting will be live streamed for viewing purposes only. Anyone wishing to view the meeting may do so via Zoom. The webinar ID for this meeting is 891-6198-9608, and the required password is 150192. Call to order. Announcement. Adequate notice of the agenda of this meeting has been provided to the Ridgewood News and the Record, specifying that the Mahwah Board of Education will meet on January 3rd, 2024, in the Administrative Offices, 60 Ridge Road, Mahwah, New Jersey. A copy was filed with the Township Clerk. Everyone, please rise for flag salute. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. As I mentioned earlier, tonight's meeting will be in two parts. We'll have our reorganization meeting of the board first, with an action meeting immediately following that. First item of business is announcement of the results from the election. The official results of the November 7th, 2023 election are as follows. This is in order as the candidates were on the ballot. Daniel Ryan, 2,350 votes. Janine Ting Jansen, 2,650 votes. Richard DeSilva Jr., 2,859 votes. Jeffrey Lichtenheim, 1,039 votes. Michelle Salzman, 2,110 votes. And Brett Copland, 2,885 votes. At this time, I'm going to ask the three members who have received the most votes to come forward and take their oath of office. We'll start with Ms. Janine Ting Jansen. Ms. Jansen, you have the oath there. If you could just go to the microphone and please read the oath of office.
I, Janine Ting Jansen, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and the state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Janine Ting Jansen, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you, Ms. Jansen. Welcome, and please take a seat on the dais. Next, we have Mr. Richard DeSilva Jr., please.
I, Richard DeSilva Jr., do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state, under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Richard DeSilva Jr., do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, nor disqualified due to a conviction of a crime or offense listed in New Jersey Statutes 18A:12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you, Mr. DeSilva. Please take a seat on the dais. And lastly, Mr. Brett Copland.
I, Brett Copland, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state, under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Brett Copland, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A:12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Coughlin. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll take a roll call from the Mahwah Board of Education for the 2024 year. Mr. Coughlin.
Here.
Ms. Davenero.
Here.
Mr. De Silva.
Here.
Mr. Denise.
Here.
Mr. Gallo.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kazmarski.
Here.
Dr. Morthy.
Here.
Ms. Jansen.
Here.
Thank you very much. At this time, if I could take nominations from the board for the office of president for the 2024 year.
Mr. Bleeker, I'd like to nominate Dr. Morthy.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote for Dr. Morthy to serve as president for the 2024 year. Mr. Coughlin.
Yes.
Ms. Davenero.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Denise.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarski.
Yes.
Dr. Morthy.
Yes.
Ms. Jansen.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Dr. Morthy, if you please come over here and take a seat at the head of the dais.
Yeah, just in case. Thank you very much. Should I put this far? Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. I now need nominations for first vice president. Mr. Kazmarski.
Dr. Morthy, I would like to nominate Rick De Silva for first.
All right, we have Rick De Silva. Do we have any other nominations? All right, Mr. Bleeker, can we take a roll call vote on Mr. De Silva for first vice president, please?
Okay, for first vice president, Mr. Coughlin.
Yes.
Ms. Davenero.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Denise.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarski.
Yes.
Dr. Morthy.
Yes.
And Ms. Jansen.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. De Silva. Now I'll take nominations from the floor for second vice president.
Dr. Morthy, I'd like to nominate Mr. Kazmarski.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kazmarski. Any other nominations from the floor? All right, Mr. Bleeker, we need a roll call vote, please, on Mr. Kazmarski for second vice president.
Mr. Coughlin.
Yes.
Ms. Davenero.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Denise.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarski.
Yes.
Ms. Jansen.
Yes.
And Dr. Morthy.
Yes. All right, congratulations, Mr. Kazmarski. All right, now we open the floor to any board member remarks. Please, Mr. Coughlin?
You know how it works.
I got it.
Oh, he can't wait to be back on this stage.
I'll keep it short. I just want to thank everyone. I haven't had a chance to thank the residents of Mahwah publicly for coming out to vote in November. It was a low turnout, but I appreciate all the support. I'm humbled by the trust that everyone has put into me. Coming back for another 3 years, I'm looking forward to working with this board. I want to thank my family for the support and love and patience. If you've ever run for a seat someplace, you know how much patience is needed to get through that process. It's not an easy or fun process, but I do appreciate their support throughout the whole thing. I also want to thank Michelle, Danielle, and Jeff for putting their names out there too. It's not easy to do. There's a lot of scrutiny throughout the whole process, and it takes a big set of you-know-what to go out and do that. So thank you all, and to my fellow board members, I'm happy to be back. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Coughlin, and nice to have you back. Any other board member remarks? Ms.
Yes, thank
Jansen.
you. If I may. Thank you so much for everyone's support who came out tonight and everyone who's watching. It was, as Brett mentioned, lots of scrutiny throughout the process, but the Mahwah community really showed up for all the candidates and spoke their voice, and I think that's a really powerful testament to how important the Mahwah Board of Education is in the work that we do here. So I look forward to working with all the members of the board to really serve the community and all the fabulous children that are here and that are aware of their parents. So thank you everyone for your trust and support in my candidacy and election. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jansen. And welcome to the dais. Anyone else?
So I guess I can't
Mr.
be the only
DeSilva?
one. I have had the opportunity to thank Danielle and Michelle and Jeff for also coming out and to thank the community for the trust and the support. And I'm happy to be back for another 3 years. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, so any other remarks at this time? Okay. Public questions or comment. Public participation at board meetings is in accordance with bylaw 0167. At this time, members of the public may ask questions or make a comment on educational issues or school matters of community interest. As a matter of fairness, you are asked to limit your questions to no more than one and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you are here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you are here as an individual, please give us your name and address. I need a motion to open the meeting to the public. Mr. DeSilva, and second by Mr. Gallo. We are officially open to the public. Okay, seeing no one come forth, I need a motion to close the meeting to the public. Mr. Kizmarski, and second by Mr. Hughes. All right, let's move on to our appointments. Do we take those together, Mr. Bleeker? I can take.
Yeah, you may, you want to do 6 together, 7.
Oh, I did close.
Nope, so we're gonna go 1 through 6.
Dr. Morthy, we'll take
Yes.
1 through 18
Okay.
appointments. And then we have approvals 1 through 6, and we'll do approval number 7
Okay.
separately.
Okay, so that's fine. So appointments, I apologize. So let's take appointments, number 1 through, did you say 18, Mr.
Yes.
Bleeker? All right.
Yes, correct.
So we will take appointments 1 through 18. I need a motion on the floor. Mr. DeSilva, second by Mr. Copland. All right. Roll call, please, Mr. Bleeker.
Mr. Copland,
Yes.
Ms. Davenero,
Yes.
Mr. DeSilva,
Yes.
Mr. Denise,
Yes.
Mr. Gallo,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes,
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarski,
Yes.
Ms. Jansen,
Yes.
and Dr. Morthy.
Yes, and welcome back to all our appointments. All right, now we will take approvals 1 through 8. 6.
We'll do 1 through 6.
1 through 6, we will do board member code of ethics separately. So 1 through 6, I need a motion on the floor. Mr. Gallo, second by Mr. Hughes. Mr. Bleeker, roll call, please.
Mr. Copland,
Yes.
Ms. Davenero,
Yes.
Mr. DeSilva,
Yes.
Mr. Denise,
Yes.
Mr. Gallo,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes,
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarski,
Yes.
Ms. Jansen,
Yes.
and Dr. Morthy.
Yes. All right, now we will take approval, we'll take the board member code of ethics, number 7, separately. I'm going to give board members just a minute to please look at that because that's an important piece of what we do here. So take a minute, please, to read through it. And this is what guides our ethics as a board member. All right, let me have a motion on the floor. Mr. Copland, second by Mr. Denise for approvals number 7.
Mr. Copland,
Yes.
Ms. Davenero,
Yes.
Mr. DeSilva,
Yes.
Mr. Denise,
Yes.
Mr. Gallo,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes,
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarski,
Yes.
Ms. Jansen,
Yes.
and Dr. Morthy.
Yes. All right, now I need a motion to adjourn our reorganization meeting. Mr. DeSilva, second by Mr. Hughes. And we are officially adjourned. Okay, we are adjourned, 7:15. Excellent. Let's move on to the next meeting, all right? Our next meeting, public work session. This meeting of the Mahwah Board of Education is open to members of the public to be physically present. Members of the public that attend will be asked to follow the same procedures as all other visitors to our schools. Those procedures can be found on the agenda page of our website. Additionally, the board meeting will be live streamed for viewing purposes only. Anyone wishing to view the meeting may do so via Zoom. The webinar ID is 891-6198-9608, and the required password is 150192. All right, Mr. Bleeker, call to order and roll call, please.
Mr. Copeland.
Here.
Ms. Davenero.
Here.
Mr. De Silva.
Here.
Mr. Denise.
Here.
Mr. Gallo.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kizmarsky.
Here.
Ms. Jansen.
Here.
Dr. Norton.
Yes, here.
And Student Representative Gabby Marquetti.
Here.
All right, adequate notice of agenda of this meeting has been provided to the Ridgewood News and the Record, specifying that the Mahwah Board of Education will meet on January 3rd, 2024 in the administrative offices, 60 Ridge Road, Mahwah, New Jersey. Copy was filed with the Township Clerk. Salute to the flag. Mr. Copland, would you lead us this evening?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's what it has been. I can tell from the ringtone. All right, do we need an executive session? A brief one at the end, okay? So let's move on to agenda questions. Please limit your questions at this time to resolutions under new business on this agenda. As a matter of fairness, you're asked to limit your questions to no more than one and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you are here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you are here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. Please specify the resolution you are referring to in your question. All right, I need a motion to open the meeting to the public. Mr. De Silva, and second by Ms. Jansen. Thank you. All right, we are open to the public. All right, seeing no one come forward, motion to close the meeting to the public. Mr. Kizmarsky, second by Mr. Hughes. All right, Dr. DeToro, before your report this evening, I'm going to give an opportunity for our Mahwah student representative to present her report. Perhaps we'll do this in the meetings. We'll move up the student representative report so you guys can get to other things you need to. But let's see how it goes this evening. A lot of pressure. Ms. Marquetti, thank you.
Okay, so on Friday, December 22nd, before break, a group of seniors went elfing at all of the elementary schools, which went well. And then all of our winter sports are having a good season so far, especially the girls basketball team and the bowling team. Then MHS International Night, which is for grades 6 through 12, is on the 18th at the high school. And it'll be hosted by the World Language Department and Cultural Appreciation Club. And then they'll have booths and activities for everyone who goes. Then Alumni Return Day is this Friday, where kids from college will come back to talk to all the seniors, and that's hosted by the Guidance Department. And then Action Through Athletics is planning the Hoops for Marcus game, and they'll be selling t-shirts to raise money. Our junior college night is January 11th, which will be hosted by Guidance, and it's about the college process for juniors and their parents. And then our top soaring Thunderbirds were picked for the month of December, and they were Miss Kranka and Julia Rodriguez. And Julia was nominated by her peers for demonstrating the spirited and inspiring pillars, and Ms. Kranko was nominated for demonstrating the inspiring pillar.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Can someone explain the Mahwah Soaring Thunderbird? I feel like it's new. I just saw it today, and I don't know if we'll ask Ms. Marquetti, but maybe Dr. Fair, you could explain how that came to be.
I don't want to throw Ms. Marquetti on the spot. did a great job. Thank
Yes,
you.
great job. Thank you very much.
So it is new this year. Our
Okay.
new assistant principals worked with Mr. Pascal on creating an opportunity to highlight students and staff every month based on 6 pillars. It's an acronym, SOARS. I don't know the dollar by heart.
That's okay.
That's all.
That's okay. I'll try to remember mine.
Makes sense.
Okay.
T-Bird sport.
T-Bird score. Excellent.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Well, a great idea. I think it's great to give recognition to both our students and staff, so great idea. All right, now we move on to superintendent's report. Dr. DeToro.
Thank you very much. I don't have a lot since we just met 2 weeks ago. I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone, and I just want to welcome the new board members. We greatly value our working relationship with you, and we greatly appreciate the amount of time that you put in to our district. So thank you so much for putting your hats in the ring, and we look forward to working with each and every one of you. So thank you. I should have cross-referenced my report with Gabby's because she took 3 of my things. So Soaring Thunderbirds is out. Sports, I'm still going to say it anyway because it's a great opportunity. Every meeting we try to spotlight something to celebrate Mahwah because there's so many things. The girls the girls basketball team is absolutely doing a phenomenal job. They're 7-1 at this point, and I just want to say I got a chance to see them at Pascack Valley, and the energy of the team is second to none. They're working really hard, and we're really proud of them. It was a great showing by the Mahwah community at an away game. So I want to make sure that everyone continues to support our sports programs. Boys basketball team is off to a really nice start, 6-3, and our girls bowling team is 5-0. Just to spotlight a couple of them. And this is not a slight on any other sports. We're proud of everyone. They're working really hard. But I just want to spotlight those 3 that they're off to a great start. We want to wish them continued success, and I want to make sure everyone goes out to support our team. So good luck to our Mahwah athletes, and thank you to our coaches for spending all the time with our athletes. I know it's a lot, but it's great to see the connection that they have with our student athletes. So thank you very much. Soaring Thunderbirds is off, so I have nothing left.
Excellent. All right. Well,
Thank you, Dr. DeToro. Mr. Bleeker, you have a report for us this evening.
Yes, again, just a very brief report, since we were just here a few weeks ago, to echo what Dr. DeToro said. Happy New Year, everyone, to all new board members. Welcome, and look forward to working with everyone. You'll notice on the board agenda, there's no committees listed currently. They will be established following tonight's meeting. Dr. Worthy will make appointments to various committees. We will have that on for the January 24th meeting, and committees will begin their work very shortly. That's my report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bleeker. Dr. Fair, do you have a report this evening?
I do. 2 brief items. Our first is just some more recognition of some great things that are happening in the district. The ITEA, the International Technology and Engineering Educators Association, in December selected participants for their 24-25 cohort of the 21st Century Leadership Academy. The selected program empowers dedicated educators to develop new knowledge and skills and become more effective leaders in the technology and engineering professions. The year-long program kicks off at the ITEA annual conference in March, facilitates regular engagement through monthly virtual discussions to encourage scholarly activity and professional growth. One of our own, Kim Loesch, STEM teacher over at Mahwah High School, was selected to be a part of this cohort of leaders in STEM education a few weeks ago, so we want to publicly congratulate Mrs. Loesch on this great accomplishment. Secondly, agenda item 17A, we have a retirement announcement. Mrs. Sharon Ticchio. Mrs. Ticchio has been teaching in Mahwah for over 19 years, and even her children have gone through the Mahwah school system. Sharon started her career in district as an instructional paraprofessional and later became an elementary homeroom teacher. Most recently, she served our elementary schools as a math specialist, providing intervention for students in all grade levels, K through 5, and supporting teachers in their classes with different instructional tools. Recently, Sharon became a grandmother and looks forward to spending time in Pennsylvania with her daughter and her grandbaby. In her retirement, Sharon will also be spending time with her son and traveling with her husband. So I wish Sharon all the best on this next chapter for her.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Fair. All right, my report this evening. All right, so I just wanted to say first off, I'm humbled and grateful to be selected by my colleagues here to serve another year as president of this amazing group of individuals, to have earned your trust and respect once again, and to be given the opportunity to provide guidance and leadership to our board for another year excites me tremendously. I also look forward to continue working cooperatively with our central office team, Dr. DeToro, Dr. Fair, Dr. Bavino, Mr. Bleeker, and Ms. Rizzo. Also, congratulations to my vice presidents, Mr. De Silva and Mr. Kizmarski. My fellow board members, Ms. Daviniero, Mr. Gallo, Mr. Denise, Mr. Hughes. A welcome back to Mr. Copland, and a warm welcome to Ms. Jansen. Looking forward to working together as a full board and making 2024 an amazing year for Mahwah students. We have a lot of exciting things coming up in 2024, including our strategic plan. I'm calling it 2.0. I don't know if that's okay, Dr. DeToro. I've labeled it. I hope that's fine. Considering a referendum to enhance our district, negotiating successful contracts with our supervisors and administrators, improving transparency and communication as a board, and continuing our efforts to recruit and retain the best teachers and staff for our district. I would also like to thank my husband, Jay, my wonderful children, Vinay and Rhea, and my parents, Raj and Leela, for their love and support of my volunteer endeavors. They have been patient and understanding of the hours dedicated to what gives me purpose in life. All right, now you know I like to give some advice. So my advice for 2024, life is full of give and take. So give thanks and be grateful for what you have, and don't take anything for granted. May the coming year be a canvas of beautiful moments, a tapestry of successful endeavors, and a palette of vibrant experiences. Here's to filling each day of 2024 with positivity and gratitude. Thank you very much. All right, that's my report for the evening. Committee reports. I feel like Mr. Gallo had some end of year final reports, but just in case, any final reports by our chair people from the 2023 year? All right, then let's move on to board member remarks. Any other additional comments from our board?
We had a long meeting last time.
We really did. Mike,
I want to make sure, I'm going to try to get up there. So
no, Mike, if we knew this was on this agenda, we could have held it to this agenda. Did you have a board member? Mr. Kizmarski?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sure.
First of all, that last meeting was great. I enjoyed all the exchanges, and I look forward to 2024 having many more of those exchanges.
Okay, thank
For as long as we did last time. I would like to thank everyone for obviously allowing me to still serve on the executive committee. It is an honor, and I'm happy to be there. Brett, welcome back. Glad to have you. Sixth position, great place to be. You got all the votes. I'm very, very proud of you. Although, while you beat me in fantasy football this year,
Yes, I did.
I still got more votes than you in the sixth position.
Not by percentage, though. I looked it up today. I knew it was coming.
That's great. It's
Something
great.
like that.
It's great to have you back, and the insight you bring from the last time you were here. So it's great. And Janine, you ran a great race, and in the face of some serious campaign silliness, you buckled down harder, and your supporters really ran the table in those last weeks, and you stuck to your guns, and it was impressive to see. And it's great to have you here with your ideas and what you bring to the board, and I'm excited to work with you. And Rick, my oldest friend, and it just is, obviously, it's great to have you back. I think you now have more board experience than 5 of us combined, something like that. So it's good to have your knowledge and your historical understanding of what's going on here, and what you bring to the table. And you're also a class of '93 graduate, which shows how awesome you are. So, but that's it.
You
Thanks.
have it come.
Happy New Year. Look forward to working with all of you, and very excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kizmarski. Yes, I think Mr. De Silva is our senior-most board member at the table.
So, and I get another year on executive committee to try and get it ready.
Well, before we institute term
We'll
limits.
see how it goes.
Any other board member remarks?
Prima, if I may.
Yes, Ms.
I
Jansen.
just wanted to also add my support for Ms. Ticcio, who is retiring. She helped my children at Betsy Ross during a particularly difficult time through COVID. And I think she used great agility in teaching in a hybrid environment. And I think that really impacted their academic progress. So I just wanted to add my congratulations to her and thanks for getting through.
Very nice.
Thank you, Ms. Jansen. Mr. Gallo.
I'm actually jumping ahead a little bit to 16D. 16D, it goes on for 2 pages plus. This is one of the superpowers of our district. This is an area where there are expert teachers in our district who are sharing their expertise with their peers. This has been a program that we've probably been doing for a number of years now, but it is getting to the Nobel Prize winning level now. When you just look at the course offerings, it's quite amazing. And our faculty, especially our newer faculty, has these opportunities to tap into these experts and to their multifaceted interests. This is one of those proud moments, to see 16D on the list. And thank you to all the people who support it, all the people who make it happen, especially the organizing and scheduling, the stuff that happens in the background. But January 29th looks like it's going to be a fantastic day for our educators.
Thank you, Mr. Gallo. I think Dr. DeToro wanted to add something on that.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment. On the heels of the last meeting, I know we spoke about a lot about what we can do to continue to build the district. One of the topics was professional development for our teachers. And this speaks to those conversations. Years back, we talked about giving the teachers an opportunity to learn from specialists from within, but also have choice and voice in those professional development offerings. So this is the product of having a number of teachers who have skill sets that they would like to share with their colleagues, and then have the staff as a whole look at what they're doing within their classroom, what they feel they're doing well, and then also more importantly say, what do I need to build my proficiency on? And then they can choose where they go to build that proficiency from within. So again, I just wanted to speak to that, but I'm glad that you brought up, it's a monumental task to organize. So I do definitely want to take a moment to thank Dr. Bavino and her team in putting together a schedule that supports over 300 staff members across the district.
It's a Mahwah superpower.
Nobel Prize superpower. Yes, thank you very much for elaborating on that further. Any other board member remarks? I think it's going to be a lively group in 2024, Ben. What do you think? I know you can. All right, so let's move on to new business at this point. Let's take A to G. I need a motion on the floor. Mr. Kizmarski, second by Mr. Gallo. All right, Mr. Bleeker.
Mr. Copeland.
Abstain?
Ms. Tavanero.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Denise.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes, except on 16A, I will be abstaining from check 114037.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarski.
Yes.
Ms. Jansen.
Abstain.
And Dr. Morthy.
Yes. All right, now let's move on to new business personnel. Let's take our retirement separately. 17A, the retirement of Sharon Ticchio. I actually know Miss Ticchio well. She lives a few houses down from me. So anyway, congratulations to her. Thank you for your service in our district, and good luck. And enjoy being a grandmother. There seems to be a grandmother thing, right? You know, it's a thing. They become grandmothers and miss a comb. They leave that. They enjoy it. Enjoy retirement, travel, and being a grandmother. So, Mr. Bleeker, roll call, please. On 17A, I need a motion.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gallo, second by Mr. Hughes. Motion now. 17A.
Mr. Copeland.
Yes.
Ms. Tavanero.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Denise.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes, and congratulations.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarski.
Yes.
Ms. Jansen.
Yes.
And Dr. Morthy.
Yes. All right, let's take 17B now through just B. B and C. B and C. I'm having trouble reading my letters this evening, it seems. Okay, B and C. Motion, Mr. Denise, second by Mr. Kizmarski. Mr. Bleeker?
Mr. Copeland?
Abstain?
Ms. Devenero?
Yes.
Mr. De Silva?
Yes.
Mr. Denise?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczmarski?
Yes.
Ms. Jansen?
Abstain.
And Dr. Morphy?
Yes. All right, let's move on to public questions or comment. Public participation at board meetings is in accordance with bylaw 0167. At this time, members of the public may ask questions or make a comment on educational issues or school matters of community interest. As a matter of fairness, you are asked to limit your questions to no more than one and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you are here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you are here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. I need a motion to open the meeting to the public. Mr. De Silva, second by Mr. Gallo. We are officially open to the public.
Good evening, Happy New Year.
New Year.
At the last board meeting, I thanked all the board members for volunteering their time, and I want to congratulate and thank the new board members for the same thing. Thank you. At the last board meeting, in your prepared remarks, Dr. Morphy, you mentioned the hyperpartisanship of the last election. I was wondering if you were referring to anything in particular, or if it was just a general speech.
I think I referred to the politicization.
Yes, correct, yes.
Right? To be, if we want to be clear. The Board of Ed elections are supposed to be
Nonpartisan,
nonpartisan,
yeah, that's right.
as our town council as well. I mean, so we're a nonpartisan town. I think that there's just been more interest in development, and things have become a little more politicized on both sides, where there's more endorsements now. Those were not happening before, and such. So that was kind of my piece, is that just to remember that it's supposed to be nonpartisan, that we're kind of all in it together, as they say, working for the best interests of the children in this town, and we're all here as volunteers. So it was just more, I think, some of the things that we all saw as these elections have continued over the years. I mean, I've been doing this many years, Mr. De Silva, Mr. Gallo. It just seems that they've gotten a bit more bitter over the years and more partisan, side-taking, and that's really not what this whole, Board of Education was intended to be. So that was my personal opinion, and I did speak to it. I may have had views, during the election, Mr. Theodoro, but I make very clear, and I think all of us as board members make very clear, that I make those views as a citizen, and so I do have views as a citizen. Those are our kind of First Amendment rights, but I just feel that for our positions on the board, over the years, it was not that way when I first ran. I'll be very, very clear, and it's just become a little more politicized. That was my opinion.
So just a point of clarification, you mentioned the endorsements. Is it appropriate, according to the ethics of the board, to accept an endorsement from a political party, or a candidate to accept an endorsement from a political party, in your view?
Again, in my view, in my personal view.
Well, according to the board, to the ethics of the board.
There is a school ethics commission, which is something that, is a body that governs what we do. I mean, we have our own board of ethics. It's a little slippery slope, I would say, Mr. Theodore.
Right.
I don't think there's, I don't know that there's any cases in case law where there have been issues with people being endorsed, necessarily. There have been, for example, things in case law where a particular person slanders somebody or puts something out against somebody. But again, I'm not the expert, I'm not a lawyer. I think our attorney keeps us abreast of those things as needed. But no, on this board and this particular board, and over the years, I don't think we've had any ethics violations on this board. I think we're quite above board. So I don't think there's anything, ethically wrong with it. I just think the bitterness and some of that is what I was more speaking to.
Appreciate it. Happy
But
New Year.
thank you for letting me clarify. Thank you, Mr. Theodoro. Any other remarks? Okay, I see no further remarks. Motion to close the meeting to the public. Mr. Copland, second by Ms. Jansen. All right, we do have a short executive session this evening, and then we will adjourn from there. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Hope to see you back. It was a great turnout this evening. Thank you. Good night.